What up? What up? Welcome in. It's pre-gaming. Almost had a little tongue slip there. What's going on with this background here? The F is happening here. Let me see if I can't make an adjustment here. Let's see. Look, we all know I'm not the producer extraordinaire. I will run the shit out of the ones and twos if I have to. But it's not my specialty, you guys. I appreciate everybody coming in to hang out with us tonight. The table is exceptionally bouncy. Let's make sure we get everything right. It's a big Friday night. Game 6 in the NHL is upon us. It's a big night out there for the Stanley Cup. We got two options. Either I got to roll really fast, or you guys got to just bear with me while I make sure I get this last minute 6:40 action in. Looks like we're going to opt for the latter. You guys are going to have to be patient for just a minute here. What a way to start things off. What a way to start things off here. All right, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. And then let's go back and do that. And we're up. We're up and we're running. That's how fast it is. You've been sitting there looking at the lines all day. What the fuck we waiting for? Let's get this money. TGIFF to everybody that's out there watching pre-gaming with us today. Here we are, Friday. We made it. It's June 21st. Happy official first day of the summer. It's going to be a steamy summer. I have a feeling. We got all kinds of things happening tonight across the board. Major League Baseball pops off at 6:40 p.m. The WNBA's got some action for us out there. Look, quietly, we have been slaying that WNBA dragon. Shout out to Deer Slayer Skis, speaking of slaying out there. And I'm excited about this game tonight. Again, just trying to find some of these counter narrative points that don't make sense. Yesterday, we had that 14.5. Now, it was sweaty, but it was never really in doubt. I mean, they were down like 19 at one point. Able to come back, though, and cover the 14.5. Even if you got the 14, you still cash. Even if you missed it all the way down to 13.5, you still cash. So we're going to get that money again tonight. We're going after it with another plus money spot, plus points, I guess. I was just flipping in my head between pucks, goals, runs, RBIs. Woo, it's summertime, but there's a lot happening. It's a lot of fun to get it done. Let me start off and give a shout out to MMA Jeff. Look, you got to make sure you subscribe and turn the notifications on. He hit me up last night. He's like, I'm putting a golf play out there for tomorrow. Let's go get that cash. He puts it out there and he gets that cash. That's the way you do it. That's how it rolls. One shot, one kill. A sniper in the works there. Let's get it done, you guys. Make sure you check that out, though. That was it was a comeback. It was a little sweater there, a little bogey action. Rolls into a couple of good finishes, a little flip-flop. He called it to a T. Said an erratic golfer versus a guy that's supposed to finish in the top 10. Laid down a minus 120 and got paid. A little afternoon action. That was even, actually, technically, I guess that was morning action for most. Let's keep it going, though. We got a lot happening here. Golf is running hot. We've been picking the slack up here. Yesterday, we had a nice day. We got that WNBA. We did okay in major leagues. You know, we got a little grind. We got a little rhythm going there yesterday. We shit the bed on the, which game was it here? I'll tell you exactly which game it was. Those fucking Brewers, man. And then they're tied 6-6. And they were down 2, and I was like, just let him come back. Just let him come back. And then bullshit, Anyhow, we did get them St. Louis Cards, though. So, 1-1. We lost a big parlay with the Milwaukee in the under 300, but we got the sparks. Gave you guys some looks in the golf as well there, the Travelers Championship. Now we got action tonight. We got action all over the board. So let's get in and let's, in fact, get to work. You guys know the deal. Hit the thumbs up button. We need you. We need you now more than ever. We're about 3 weeks deep on doing some content on the regular for you guys. We've been giving you guys a lot of great winners. We need you guys to show the support. We got to get this thing cracked here. Some of the numbers start dying down after a couple of weeks. We got to push forward. We got more content coming, more plays of the day, more exclusive looks from different cappers around the stratosphere. We just need you guys to hit that thumbs up button. Show the support, whether you want to do it for me, do it for yourselves, Do it for your bankrolls. Bless our action. I don't care why it is that you hit the thumbs up button. We just need you to hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. And if you don't like the content, hit the thumbs down. Just hit a fucking button. And I want to give a special shout out. Is she here? Let me make sure she's here. Let me make sure she is here. I don't see her yet. I'll shout her out anyways. And then when she comes in, I'll shout her out again. I'll shout out Kelly V. Man, that girl is disciplined when it comes to going out there and commenting in YouTube videos. I love it. I appreciate it. And then some. And it only takes a moment of her time to get it done, but it gets us all jacked up on the other side. I know we're all talking back and forth when we see you guys commenting. We get the likes on the videos is great. The comments help keep us relevant in the algorithms so that these pieces of plays of the day and the different shows that we do keep popping back up and getting recirculated so that we can get more subscribers. We're on the quest of 500 and we're building. So it really does come down to you guys. It takes the village, right? It takes the village to raise this thing here. There's no one individual trying to get it all done. It's just burnout factor. We need everybody to work together, and we want to keep bringing this content in for you guys on the regular. So if you like what you're seeing, that's my dissertation on the importance of the thumbs up button. Not to mention, it does get us all jacked up on the other side when we see the likes, the views, the comments, all that stuff gets us excited here. We're in startup mode. We're not a big public corporation. We're just trying to come out there, bunch of folks that get together and try to talk some bets and share with you guys our best winners. And that's what we're here for tonight, pre-gaming. All you need to know right before the first puck drop, in this case, the first pitch, because the puck drop's going to drag it out a little bit as it's game 6 in Edmonton. And then we'll talk that WNBA as well. You know the deal. Thumbs up. We just talked about it. Check that box. Make sure you grab a pen and paper. You're going to want to write down the plays that we have here, the plays that I share on the screen, but most importantly, the plays from the chat. Those are the ones you want to scribble down. Make sure you highlight them and underline them, circle them. Some of them are just damn good trends. We learned yesterday, Baltimore on Thursdays, not to be messed with. That's the kind of stuff that you want to take note and idle and file in the file cabinet there for the next time it pops up. That's like that Florida Panthers on a Thursday under, Florida Panther Thursday unders. What are we at, like 20 in a row? It was stupid. But anyways, appreciate you guys. And of course, last but not least, throw your plays in the chat there. Let's see what you guys have. It's all about you guys sharing your hard work. We've sat on the card all day. We've been grinding. We've been checking the stats, checking the numbers, looking at the injury reports. Now it's time to see. Let's put our money where our mouths are collectively. And of course, let's see what's doing in the chat. Joseph Thompson, a.k.a. Joe T, a.k.a. Joe T's play of the day, a.k.a. Joe T's best bet. He's running hot out there. He cashed earlier. Already with that Mets over today. And here he goes with a play for pre-gaming. The Braves and the Yankees over 7.5 at -105. And look at this guy, 9-4. He's up 4.4 units. It says easy cash last night. Shout out to you, Joe T. Appreciate you sharing, my guy, on the regular. Deer Slayer Ski says, what's good, Mikey and everyone? Let's get that cash. Jeff M says, first comment, Joe T. -5,000. That's a casher. That's a casher. And Smoke says, F Jeff. -24K. You boys are firing off winners right off the gate. I mean, -24,000 is a casher as well. A little pricey. It's a little juicy. But we all know the deal out there. And Smoke says, day drinking +5,000. I mean, if the sun's up, right? Is that how the day drinking element works? If the sun's up, I guess technically it counts as day drinking, even though, I kind of look at 5 o'clock, even like 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock to me is like the transition point where you're not really day drinking anymore. Like day drinking to me is like, hey, I just got done with my cup of coffee. Somebody go fire me off a Jameson and ginger, something like that. I don't know. I haven't had Jameson and ginger in a minute. That sounds refreshing and crisp. Anyway, Smoke and Mirror says, cheers to the weekend, scumbags. Man, you guys are fired up today. I love it. It must be a big game on tonight or something. Jeff M says, hit the like, Smoke, you scumbag. Exceptional use of the word scumbag today. And I'm not offended. I'm not offended at all. So keep it up. Keep it coming. Trisha M says, third like smashed. I cheers all. Let's get this cup hoisted. Hashtag Ice Cats. Hashtag time to hunt. Trisha M, you poor misguided soul. I, sent that message out there, the old chariot, the old straps pulling around Matthew Tkachuk the other day. And the one I really should have sent, and I had just sent this one, so I wasn't going to send it, but we had the old Despite all the rage, he's still just a rat in the cage. And they had the picture of Kachuk in that goal after he swatted it out. The best part about that fucking swat out, they scored like 30 seconds later. Talk about, don't get me started right yet. We're not there yet. I'll spend the next 40 minutes talking about this game. You guys aren't careful. Joe T says, I guess. I don't know what he's guessing. Minus. Well, you cashed, Joe T. You cashed early this morning. You gave us a play, and Jeff cashed on your play. Let's go. Well, he says, what up, D-Gens? Justin McCalvey. Shout out to, Justin McCalvey. The birthday boy in the house, first and foremost. Birthday boy in the house. Guy's gone 11 straight winners with that stacks play of the day action. Now, Justin and I go all the way back to me shitting all over the state of Georgia. We've come full circle. I think we're on the same team. I got to be honest. At about 50 game mark, I wasn't sure if Justin McCalvey would be sitting here with 408 games played and 11 games over or 11 game win streak going on right now. It's impressive. That's perseverance. That's stick-to-itiveness. God damn it. It's just good, sharp capping. And here he goes today giving you stacks play of the day. Diamondbacks over 4.5 on the team total, minus 106. The birthday boy is giving you his birthday pick. That's what we do here in this community. Fanatical Jim's in the house. What up, Fanatical Jim? He says, PFL. That's right. I got to get moving. There is PFL going. I don't want to miss any of these action. I don't want to miss any of these fights, you guys. Carlos Jr. Pitbull fight does not to go the distance parlay plus 120. Carlos Jr. by sub plus 115. Primus under 2.5. My name is Mud. And Miranda by knockout at plus 220 for our guy, Fanatical Jim. And if you know, you know. Not only does he win, first goal scorers and all that other fun stuff, UFC fight nights and everything else, but he comes out here and he gives you his cash. Look at that action from our guy, Fanatical Jim. Kenny Woods in the house. What up, Nasty Nate's in the house, Mr. AKA told you. I like the update. And he's got himself another wrench for the collection. Shout out to you, Nasty Nate. Nicholas Handy's in the house. Kelsey, what up, Kelsey? She says, Mikey, happy Friday. Yeah, hit the likey for Mikey. Kelsey says, like the shirt, Mikey. Reminds me of I don't know if I can. I'm not gonna. I was gonna try it. I just sang for you guys. I already embarrassed myself. Beavis Rogers. Good to see you, Kelsey. Beavis Rogers. Picks from Beavis. What's up? Go Oilers. Got a combo box of tenders from Raising Cane's. Now drinking some sweet tea. The only thing that's worse than Raising Cane's chicken tenders is sweet fucking tea. It's not even sweet. It's bland. Anyhow, Winner's Circle says, Ayo, favorite team total over 163.5 and the Sun plus 5 for Winner's Circle out there. Mel's in the house. Is Mike. Please tell me you are live streaming tonight for Game 6. I will be on a live stream. We'll see for how long. Cliff Yang. Mike, you riding the Oilers. Cliff Yang. You already know. You don't even need to ask. I'm going to help steer you guys, hopefully course correct this thing here. Trish M says, Beavis, how many in that combo box? I'm looking for some good game time grub. Ramon Scott, is this live or a replay? We're live, baby. We're live, Ramon Scott. Let's go, my guy. Nasty Nate says, told you. Do it for the people in the cheap seats. Nasty Nate says. I don't know what he's talking about. You guys in these fucking Raising Cane's, man. Beavis, you get me every time I see it because it takes me, I can remember the seat. I can remember the smell of that shithole establishment that I was in down in Texas with them Raising Cane's terrible chicken fare. If I only made chicken tenders, got to be fucking better at it. They're bad. They were soggy. They were limp. They were fucking gross. David Wallace in the house says, let's go, everyone. Shout out to my guy holding it down in the Carolinas. Got to be steamy down there now, I'd imagine. Kelly D says, I'm here. Hear ya. Very welcome. I said it. I'll say it again. It means a ton for you guys just to take a moment out of your day, your evening, the next day. It don't matter. Just put a comment in there. I don't even like the one where she said it was an algorithm comment. It was great. That's all I could ask for. It means a ton. It really does. Personally means a ton. And I know the crew appreciates it as well, Kelly V. We appreciate you on the regular. It means a lot that you come in here and doing this with us on the daily and sharing your wisdom, your insights, your trends, your best bets. But then taking the time to help us build this thing is really awesome. All you guys do a great job of hitting the thumbs up button, and appreciate all you guys coming in, rocking and rolling. Kelly V has led by example, and that means an absolute ton. Mel says, hi, Trisha M and Kelly V. The ladies are building an arsenal over there. Kelly V says, hey, Mel and Trisha M. Kelly V says, Toronto 0-10, Monday 2. There you go. Toronto 0-10 on Mondays. How about that? We're building a nice little treasure trove of stats out there. Ramon Scott says, I know. I'm always wanted to perform better on particular days of the week, or so I am told. I don't know what, I don't know. I'd have to think about what day of the week I perform the best in any facet of how you want to take that statement there. David Wallace says, Red Sox for me, money line. We'll be talking about that game. Marco Carrasco, que pasa? Get money. My homie, good to see you, Marco Carrasco. David Wallace gave us that Red Sox spot out there. Kelly V says, Justin, keep rolling the hot streak. Kelly likes the over in Philly. Over, hot and humid. I wasn't sure if that was an acronym or if it was just trying to say, it is hot and humid. That's got to be the steamiest game on the day. Phil the Kill. On Fridays, you can start at 3. It's all good. Phil the Kill giving us the breakdown. See, that's what I was thinking, Phil. It was on a Friday, yeah. What about on like a Tuesday or Wednesday? Is four's a little early on a Wednesday, I think. I don't know. Justin McKelvey says, Kelly V, damn sure gonna try. Kelly V says, Phil, rematch in the NL Championship. You know this series is circled. And there's my homie LJ from H-Town riding on slab. He says, what up, Mikey? Best bet from LJ in H-Town. The Orioles and the Astros first 5 over 4.5. You know, got to write some of these plays down. I had a short memory span, so I got to make sure I do everything I can not to miss this money. You guys are doing a great job. And Trisha M says, I know how to fire up the moolah. Mel says, Mike, every day that passes, I get more nervous about my Florida plus 155 game and the series double ticket. You know, I don't know. We'll talk about hockey. We got some time. Justin McKelvey. Keith, every strides in the house says, what up, Mike? I like the background addition. Give me KC, Texas first 5 under 4.5 at -115 for our guy, Keith. It's great to see you, Keith. Justin McKelvey says dedication. Damn right, man. It's something you enjoy doing. It's something you're good at doing. And why not see how good you are at doing it? You're doing a great job, man. Gonzo says, what's up, everybody? Let's get it. I'm that Heat. I like the Stacks play. Hate that Marte not in the lineup, though. There you go. More intel from you guys doing the job pre-game. Let's see. Stirring Company. Florida team total over 3.5. Canada's crying tonight. J-Stone 9 says, Mike M. Happy Red Bull Vodka Day. Is it really Red Bull and Vodka Day? Is it really? J-Stone 9. He says Cleveland over. I'm out of Red Bull right now, so I will absolutely have to make a fucking executive decision here. Anyway, Cliff Gang, the Raising Cane's slander will not be accepted. Man, I love you guys. I love what we're doing here. I love the fun we're having. You guys get fired up. I got to be honest, you guys came in fired up and hot. It got me fired up and ready to roll. So let's go. Dana Delp says, sup, guys? Let's cash this shit. Sancho, Reds moneyline, Braves moneyline, Guardians run line, Astros, Orioles over 8.5. That falls in line with our guy LJ's first 5 spot there. Michael Picciani says, Mike, appreciate all your hard work. My guy, I appreciate you coming in. I see you commenting out there as well. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here, rocking with us on the regular. Kelly V says, over. Two. Jay Peasy, what up, motherfuckers? He says, Jay Peasy, I'm Kelly. Mike does start at 3. I haven't started yet today. In fact, I didn't start till late last night. And anyhow, that's enough about that. Dana Delp says Reds, Boston, Nerfy, -110 for Dana Delp. Trisha M says, unrelated here, but I still got to give a shout out to Razor and Fat Wally. They streamed this morning for the UK Ascot races, and Fat Wally had a $25,000 exacta try combo. That is true. That is a true statement out there. It was a dollar fucking exacta. Was it $1 exacta? And the guy fucking, oh man, can you imagine that? Imagine if you start your Friday off up 25K. That's about where my Friday, everything would devolve from there. I'm telling you that right now. There would be some real shit going on after that. Keith, each every stretch is Trisha M. That is amazing. I heard about it. What a hit. David Wall says, Mike needs a drink. I do need a drink. Jay Stone says, it's Red Bull vodka day 6 of 7 days a week. You know what? That's probably accurate. Jay Stone 9. I try to take one day off, you know. On the 7th day, we rest. Whoa, did I say that? Let's get into this action tonight, you guys. I appreciate everybody coming here to hang out with us. We got to get to work, though. There's an early set of baseball. There's actually quite a few early games in baseball today. So let's get right to it. Game number 1 on the clock here. Let's see. Close this. Close that. Open this. And we are off. Here we go. Arizona Diamondbacks, Philadelphia Phillies, 6:40 p.m. in Citizens Bank Park. Hot and steamy. Whew! As Kelly V says out there, this Philadelphia line opened up at -146, has moved to -142. 85% of the bets and 63% of the cash on these Phillies. Then we look at a total that is on the creep. 74% of the bets and 73% of the cash on the over. I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point for you guys here. Let's just keep this thing moving. It's Friday. We got a lot to do. PFL's underway. I'm probably missing out on cash right now. Couple things that you need to know about this game. Obviously, yeah, we heard about this. The NL Championship Series rematch. Definitely had this one circled. Walker, 5.333-2. Montgomery, 6.0 ERA, 5-4. My first thought with this game when I looked at it was kind of a suspiciously low number. Suspiciously low. Then we look at it and we see, well, the Phillies just lost that last game, 5-2, against San Diego. So they were kind of hammering them, 9-2, 4-3, take that last L there to close the series out, but they stay at home. You know, Arizona had to travel from Washington. Arizona had a damn good series against Washington because I kind of thought Washington was running somewhat hot. 5-0, they took them down game 1. 3-1 game 2, they lost. And they come back and they rally 5-2 in game number 3. A lot of good things to look at here, but I opted, when it comes down to this game here, undefeated team playing with rest. Philly's the only team left this season to be undefeated and playing with rest. I wasn't going to get into you'll see the card and the way it's kind of orchestrated tonight. A lot of opportunities where I think there's some really great plus money spots to be had tonight. I'm not mad at anybody that wants to take Philly full game. You know, these bats are just finding connectivity out there. It's so fucking hot down there, and it's so steamy. I expect this thing to sail over the number, probably an adjusted run line or adjusted number perspective. You know, for me, at the end of the day, I just looked at this one and thought, well, the way I want to start this card off here is I'm going to get on this Phillies team. I do think that they're going to be the better spot than, specifically Jordan Montgomery. He fucking sucks. I saw some great numbers here around how bad he sucks. I don't know if I can find him on the fly now, though. Let me see if I can find him on the fly. Probably not. Anyways, bottom line is Jordan Montgomery sucks in this particular spot. And when I say sucks, I mean, I think there's like a giant over. Here we go. Yeah, he sucks. Jordan Montgomery did not allow an earned run in 5 innings in his last start. What does he do after he goes lights out? Now, this is an important lesson to be learned for any time a pitcher exceeds their expectation, whether they go deeper, they throw less pitches to increase their strikeout ratio. In this case here, a guy not allowing an earned run in 5 innings, 0-7 in the next spot out there when he doesn't allow an earned run the previous game. 0-7. And they're getting knifed. They're getting knifed by almost 2.5 runs a game in those spots out there. And just not a good looking spot for this Arizona team. But trumping all of that and just taking the full game, I want the longevity of the bullpen. I want the longevity with these bats. The more, I think, it's all metrics and numbers. The longer we can use these batters swinging those hot bats, the more likely they are going to make that connection. And we can catch this Philly in the over 9.5 at +220. That's the way I'm going to go get after it tonight. Stern Company says first 5 overs going to smash today. Jay Peasy says LFG Phillies. And yeah, look at this Fat Wally's numbers out there. Some big numbers there. He had a 12-1 over, 25-1 over, an 11-1, had a $5 exact, a $2 try. That $1 try was $11K alone. Woo! Woo! Kelly B says Walker's the bottom of the rotation is why the low number. Yeah, I get to that. And that kind of contributes to why I think we're going to see the runs as well, because I do expect I do expect Arizona to get theirs. I do think a team total over for Arizona is a good play. But I think you got to get after this thing and take this plus money. Nasty Nate said it, you guys. Come on. We just talked about this. Only 36 likes. Some lazy ass shit. We're dwindling, you guys. I know we're in the dog days of summer. Need you guys' help here. Make sure you smash that like. One of those fucking smashed. One of those thumbs up is mine. One of them's mine. That means we're at 35, you guys. Do better. Come on. Need your guys' help. I'm asking nicely. Asking nicely. You guys want more content? You want more stuff that we can try to get cash on? You saw 45-1 with Gokster in the first round leader. We got a nice big second round matchup with MMA Jeff. We got the UFC out there. Gaucho put some PFL plays in there for us tonight, pre-recorded this week. Fanatical Jim's giving you guys some of those options as well. I don't want to preach. Don't make me preach. Come on. Come on. Need your guys' help. Do it for the team here. We're all part of this team. I need your guys' help to get this cash. And we're running. We had a nice couple of days here. We're stacking them up. Speaking of stacking, in the stack spot there at 11 games in a row. Let's talk about this next game. We've got on the docket another 640 game. So we're running low on time. We got a spot right now with this White Sox and Detroit Tigers. 87% of the bets, 98% of the cash on the Tigers. And we've got no movement on this line. 82% of the bets on the over, 82% of the cash on the over. 7.5 is the total that stands. We've got Flaherty, 3.014 and 4 on the season for this Detroit team. And Fetty, next to Crochet, probably the top bright spot, especially on the road at 3.09 ERA, 5-1 on the season for this guy. Dissecting these numbers. There we go. We're at 43. Keep pressing. Keep pressing. Let's go. Dissecting these numbers. We talked about this before, the win-loss record, how irrelevant it is for these starters. However, it does tell a little bit of a mini story. 3.01, getting touched up is Flaherty. And this team doesn't have enough depth to be able to pull back from his shit shows. That's why they're 4-4. Fetty, we know the White Sox, their first 5 prowess, 3.09 and 5-1. That definitely suggests an opportunity. Here's the deal. The White Sox are 20-56. They're terrible. The Tigers are 34-40, though. They're not exactly world beaters out there. The Tigers are one of the most streakiest teams. And right now, we're in the middle of an L4 for these guys. They beat up Houston 13-5 on June 15th. In the past week, since then, they've lost every single game. They got 4-1 loss, 2-1 loss, 2-1 loss, 7-0 loss. Talk about not scoring. Now, it doesn't matter the White Sox. We know the White Sox full game, they stink. We know they're not good. But if there was ever going to be a time for an opportunity in a team to just catch a sneaky win, why can't it be today? This is a double up spot for me. Plus 145 for the first 5. Let me just line shop real quick and see what we have here. You guys know the deal with these first 5. Now, I looked at the first 5 under, by the way. I was earlier today, I was on the 4. But it's dropped to 3.5. I don't like fucking with 3.5. That's just my personal thing. I stay off it. But I got to the 4. Now, am I going to be the asshole sitting there at the end of the day celebrating that I had CLV because it moved to 3.5 and they put up a 5? Only if the White Sox put that 5 up there. We got guys on the trading block. First of all, I said a week and a half ago, this White Sox team started the season off. All their batters were injured. Every single one of them. All their guys, all their key personnel were all on the disabled list. They're all coming back. Look at Lubob. There's a lot of talk about Lubob being, trading potential right now, trade bait out there. Maybe so. And maybe he wants to get the fuck out of there. Who wants to play for a shit losing team all the time? It's got to suck to come to work when you're constantly losing. That being said, we got 3 runs in the last 4 games combined for this Detroit Tigers team. Talk about falling in the lull. The low numbers suggest obviously a low score. Clearly, we're not breaking the fucking atom here. We're not splitting the atom. But my thought process in this game is, why can't they get a shot? If this is the case, we got Flaherty. Talk about a guy that's due for an opportunity to get touched up. He hasn't allowed an earned run in his last 3 starts. He hasn't allowed more than 3 in 10 of his last 11 outings. That's why the under number makes a lot of sense, but it's not dropped to 3.5. The White Sox, their team's dead last. OBA at 277 against righties. They're striking out 24% of the time, but, Flaherty hasn't gone over 6 strikeouts in his last 2 starts. So, prior to that, though, this is that kind of situation where we talk about when the guys are due to flip-flop, like we talked in that last game out there. Here's a spot where those prior starts there, 7 Ks or more in his 4 straight starts before that. Fetty, though, this guy's just been on fire all season long. I think this is going to be that lower scoring game. We're looking at back-to-back quality starts for Fetty. And I expect this to be that first 5. Look what they did the other day. They didn't quit. They lost the game against Houston, but they still fought back to win that first 5. They covered that 2-1, nice plus money spot. They shit the bed in the full game. Thing is, with the lack of batting prowess from this Detroit Tigers team, I'm comfortable taking that shot. I think this is a good risk-reward opportunity for us. Take this pitcher that has been running strong, back-to-back quality starts in Fetty. We see Flaherty is, although not letting a ton of runs up, he is starting to regress on some of those advanced analytics and numbers. I think it's a great opportunity for us to jump in on this White Sox team and call it a donation if you want, but I will see you at the finish line here. We got a plus 158 out there. Even better, the best number is not FanDuel. You guys know how important. Also, by the way, the first 5, I should start tracking this. Maybe I will start tracking this. On the games that we're playing, I'll start. I'll do it. I'll start next week. We'll look at FanDuel just so you guys can see that I'm not full of shit. When FanDuel's got the best number, it is a fucking loss. Mark it as a big L. They're not giving you a better number. It's a sharp-ass book. Sancho says, I'm tailing Mike. Lots of F-bombs flying for me today, by the way. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. Let's talk about this next game for you guys. Seattle Mariners. I told you, a bunch of 640 action. It's going to pave the way for the WNBA. We got a big WNBA game tonight, right? I thought there was something else going on. But I don't remember. Anyways, Seattle Mariners, 7:10, not 6:40, 7:10 p.m. The Mariners and the Marlins here. This line opened up as the Mariners road favorites, sitting at minus 156, have now moved to minus 175. 81% of the bets and 98% of the cash on the Seattle Mariners. 19 cents of movement. Whoops. Carried the one in the wrong way like that. Kelly V says, don't start tracking. It's something I kind of want to know for my own edification. But anyhow, this total with 99% of the bets and 98% of the cash on the over, this 7.5, starting to see some 7s out there. Yikes. Another low scoring affair. We look at who's on the bump. It's Jorge Kirby with a 3.54 ERA, 6-5 on the season. And this fucking guy, Trevor Rogers, you want to know who's a fade? It's Trevor Rogers. 5.09 ERA, 1-8 on the season. The thing about Miami, just started off this way. They have been putting some bat to ball. 4-3 win against St. Louis. 9-8 win against St. Louis. A 7-6 loss against St. Louis. Talk about the exact opposite, the yin to the yang of that Detroit Tigers team. These guys are mashing the ball. They're seeing it pretty well. I'd be super skeptical of that. Under at this point here. Here we go. There's our guy. I was wondering where he was. Juggler 23's in the house. Taijuan Walker, 19-4, up 12.5 units as a home favorite of minus 130 or higher in his last 4 seasons in Philly. Good at home, 29-10, plus 13.88 units. Almost sounds like it's a good opportunity to take that. Phillies money line as well, but I'm on that plus 220. Juggler 23, it's great to see you. Kelly D says, total lowest of the day, but series over. 5 of 7 flew over. Rogers 1-8. Dabby can't stand Rogers over. Silent Rob, Mikey, you got to get Beavis on the live stream tonight. It won't be my option for the live stream tonight. It'd be interesting to see if that happened. Let me just put it that way. So look, you guys talked about the Trevor Rogers numbers, right? Let me just kind of echo that and say, what else do I need to say? He's bad. Now, I hear all this shit about the lack of ability for right-handed hitting with the Seattle team. And it does make me a little cautious or nervous that the Marlins just put up all of those runs. But what I know is this. If you fade Rogers, not this year, not just this year, but in his career, you're 50-17. His last 10 in a fade spot have produced 8 wins and 2 losses. Fading this guy. Now we look at Kirby. Overall, the Marlins, as much as they just hit those last 3 games, they're still a 270 OBA. And they strike out a lot. They're almost a 25% strikeout over the last 6 games. So kind of keeping that last week sample size. For me, that's a big opportunity. And Herbie. I just tried combining Jorge and Kirby. Kirby hasn't allowed more than 2 runs in each of his last 4 starts either. So he's a pretty efficient guy out there. And he's nailing strikeouts. His strikeout prop kind of is getting so inflated now. You got to think about the other direction. But the Marlins, lowest walk rate of any team against right-handed pitches. They're only walking over 5.5% of the time. So I think it's a great opportunity to bat down on this guy here. Now, I looked at Seattle first 5 and Seattle full game. It's an even money spot. I just don't want to see this. Where I've seen the Marlins put teams in trouble is they just fight in the second half. When the bullpen comes in there, they battle. They're 3rd and 4th time through the order. What do they say? Even the sunshine finds the dog's ass sometime. That's the Marlins bats the 3rd and 4th time through the order. They're the dog's ass. Sometimes it catches a little sun. I'm going to take the Seattle team. I'm going to keep it left of the first 5. I'm going to go to the -0.5 out there. I love that fading of Kirby spot. I also had one more. Let me see if I can find one more reason for you guys to consider this Seattle team. This one was more around the full game itself. So kind of counterpoint to what I said there about not wanting to deal with the bullpen situation, or watching therefore the sunshine on the dog's ass, which is this Miami's bats. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? There we go. Dogs on a 2 or more game winning streak are 0-15 if their starter's off a quality start and it's not the last game of the series. Rodgers this is a perfect fit for the full game now that I think about it. As bad as Rodgers is, he did just come off that quality start. And as bad as this Miami team is, they did just win 2 games in a row. And we got an 0-15 spot. By the way, the margin of victory in those spots is just a smidge over 4 runs per game. Kapansky says Blind Squirrel gets the odd nut. Yeah. I don't know where I came up with that sunshine on the dog's ass, but same difference. Wise Guy from Juggler 23, the WNBA bought back the Dream plus 3. I agree. I think Howard cannot be worth a 6-point swing in the point spread on this game. Here we go. Wise Guy action from Juggler 23. He's coming in on the regular. Hit the thumbs up for Juggler 23. Hit the thumbs up for Justin McKelvey and his 11 straight wins. Let's go, you guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Trisha M. Kelly V. I do not. Okay. Okay. Oldie, team total over lines say game needs to be 8. I agree. That's 7.5, sir. I don't like 7.5s. I did take one yesterday or 2 days ago, I think, with Oakland. I was satisfied to get that one there, 3-2. But I also had the first 5 on it, and that first 5 was 4.5, I think, or 4. It was at least 4. So I was okay with that. But I just kind of thought, well, if I get the 4 and then it gets to 8 total, I'll live to fight another day. But I'm taking this Mariner spot there. All the reasons to fade Rodgers. That's what prompted me, by the way, to look at the Seattle first 5 and the Seattle full game at even money. Was seeing that 0-15 spot. Starter who's a piece of shit off a quality start. You play to your numbers. Again, it's another great opportunity for the watching a guy that's done more than what he should be doing and then fading his ass that next spot around. That's what we do there. Let's see. What else do we have on the docket for you guys? We have two more baseball games, 1 WNBA game. Maybe we have something else. I thought there was something else going on tonight. So we got two more MLB games, 1 WNBA game, and we'll see what else is left on the sports schedule out there. The Boston Red Sox started 7-10 against the Cincinnati Reds out there. This line opened up at -112 for the Boston Red Sox. Decent home favorite, or decent road favorite. 63% of the bets and 40% of the cash on the Boston Red Sox. 2 cents a drop, I guess. It might be line stabilization, but it's 2 cents a drop on the Red Sox down to -110. It's 1 cent of increase from -104 to -105. Not a ton of move. Then we look at this total. It's at a 9. 69% of the bets and 73% of the cash on the over 9. Andrew Abbott, 3.42 ERA, 5-6 on the season. And cut him up, Crawford, 3.54 ERA, 3-6 on the season. I think at the surface level, you have to ask yourself, is Cutter Crawford a 3-6 guy? These Boston bats, I will admit when I'm wrong. I definitely laughed at Jose when he talked about the Red Sox handling the 2 games wins against the Phillies. They went out there, they did their thing against the Toronto Blue Jays as well, sweeping that series, and they beat up on the Yankees. Bats are hot in Boston. Bats are hot for Boston, I should say. Doesn't matter where they're playing. They're just beating up on everybody right now. The Reds, on the other hand, the exact opposite story. They just lost 1-0. They did win 2-1. They lost 4-1. The Reds situation, the fucking Reds and the Tigers, I swear to God, every year, these are like the same 2 teams. They go on a ton of wins, then they catch a ton of losses. They score a bunch, and then they don't score shit. And that's kind of the theory I have when it comes to this Reds team. And, 1-0, 2-1, 4-1 loss, 5-4 loss, 3-1 loss as well. This sample of the last 5 games is just showing us that the path to victory for this Reds team doesn't look so good. They haven't gotten any overs. They're not stealing bases the way they were, where Elly De La Cruz was 20 some odd stolen bases ahead of everybody across Major League Baseball. Jonathan India's day-to-day, that's a big factor. He's a guy that stirs the drink out there. Encarnacion Strand is a guy that's out as well. McLean's out. Talk about the White Sox and how they've started their season off with their guys in the DL. We got a little bit of that going on right now with the Reds. Red Sox, Trevor Story, lost for the season. Lucas Giolito, lost for the season. Definitely some big factors there. But, kind of digging deep into this one, I think the big thing that I kind of came across as I looked at it specifically was where don't I want to be? Well, I don't want to be involved with this Reds team full game. Now, first 5, I thought, you know what? This is the opportunity for me. First of all, game 1 away favorites. We talked about this earlier this week. You're a game 1 away favorite for a reason. Andrew Abbott, as bad as his number, well, as his numbers are, I should say. I'm not going to say bad, just as they are. He's the same pretty much at home as he is on the road as far as ERA. Where does he get in trouble? He gets in trouble at home where hitters have a 3.37 OBA, Great American Ballpark. We talked about this yesterday when it came to the Birmingham, Alabama game and the dimensions of the ballpark. 2 ballparks that they had similar dimensions for, and ball should be cruising out of there. One of them, Great American Ballpark, the other one in Kansas City. Here's an opportunity where I think the difference of the hotter bats versus the colder bats come to prevail here. Also, Andrew Abbott has a lower strikeout rate at home. His whip is higher. Whip's a huge number when it comes to measuring these. I mean, it probably levels the playing field across the base, right? Your walks and hits numbers are the key factors when it comes to pitching in baseball. Are you doing your job well? That being said, the Red Sox are 3.25 OBA against southpaws. So this is kind of goes back. We got hotter batters hitting right now. We can see that in the numbers. We got colder batters out there. We can see those in the numbers. Now we see the opportunity where Andrew Abbott's less than ideal is at home when it comes to opposing batters. And we see that the Red Sox like this particular left-handed batting matchup. Cutter Crawford goes beyond the 5 in this spot here. I don't think he poses much challenge. He's only got a 6.2% walk rate in his last 7 days as well. It's a great opportunity, I believe, to take this Boston team. Maybe a Boston double-up. It could very well be a Boston double-up. Shout out to Nasty Nate. I think the Red Sox smash tonight. Juggler 20, Trisha M says, Juggler 23, they P4 and 6 pay even in your, talking some horses. David Wall says, I found it. Rob McMahon, Boston, Mikey, and a little vodka. Let's go. Kelly V says, Trisha M, what track is the $1 million pick 6 carryover at? Wow. Is that down in is that down in Gulfstream? Have they dried out yet? I don't know. I don't have any idea. Trisha M will fill you guys in. No, she won't steer you wrong. Let's go. Let's talk about this last Major League Baseball game. Then we got a WNBA game. And then we'll get you guys rolling on your way here. We got the Brewers and the Padres. And you probably already know my situation here. 81% of the bets, 83% of the cash on this Padres team. It's moved 2 cents from minus 153 to minus 155. The Brewers have moved 8 cents from plus 128 to plus 136. So you got all the money coming in on the Padres. Then we look at this total. 99% of the bets, 99% of the cash on the over. sitting at 7.5. Dylan Cease, 3.95 ERA, 6-6 on the season. Colin Rea, 3.29 ERA, 6-2 on the season. Look, I guess there's a couple things I can talk about. I expect to bounce back. We missed last night, just barely. 7-6 at the very 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Dickhead fucking smacks it, yardstick. I don't know if it's a bad break. I mean, I was happy to see him come back. I certainly wanted to catch the win. But as I look at this game here, what do we got going on? Dylan Cease. He has been on the struggle bus. And you guys have heard me talk about these Padres. They just, like yesterday, I think might have been the first time in the entire month of June where they didn't cover the run line and won, but did get their team total over. Now they're going to go out there against Colin Rea. 14-2 is Rea, pitching against a team that has over a 31% win percentage. So as long as he's not playing a total bag of shit team, he's able to go out there and deliver the goods. As long as the team has a 4.5 over-under margin in the starters' last game. So this is one of those spots where it can't be a 3.5. It's got to be a situation that's a little bit higher. Also, some great numbers that I read as well. The Brewers are 10-2 straight up when they play on a Friday. I laugh at that because it's not to me about what they're doing on a Friday. I could give a shit. But to me, it is about the opportunity to take the better pitcher in the bounce back spot with the better team right now. The San Diego Padres team, we talked about it. I know, shout out to my guy, LJ. He talked earlier. The Brewers 5-0 off a loss. They're also 12-5 in their first 5 in spots like this as well. So a lot of love for the Brewers. Also, FanDuel does not have the best number for this Brewers team. There's Joe T. Over in the Brewers, I like again, and your fee. Go Brewers, he says out there. That's going to do it. I'm on the Brewers. I'm not taking the first 5. You guys see the plus money configurations that I laid across the board today. I'm really trying to make an opportunity to get this, grind these units out there. Let's talk some WNBA. We'll put a bow on the show for you guys here. The Sun plus 5.5 for me tonight. Let's talk a little bit about this WNBA game here. This one to me just felt like we caught yesterday. Why did we catch yesterday? Because they overvalued the amount of points. Why does her name escape me right now? Chelsea Gray. The Chelsea Gray return. Exactly what we talked about. You got a shit team. You got a player coming back for the Aces who've been losing. They don't know where to put this number. They got excited and overzealous about the fact that Chelsea Gray was coming back. What did Chelsea Gray do? Anybody? She got 1 point. 1 fucking point. Talk about nailing the over-assumption or over-assessment of this player coming back. Now, if she had gone out there and balled out and put up a 12 or 15 spot, would that have been bad news? Yeah, we would have gotten clobbered. But that wasn't the case. And you got these two teams going at each other. Again, I feel overvaluation. 2 of the best teams in the WNBA, the Sun, 13-1. They're on the 5-0 road record as well. You got 64% of the bets and 80% of the cash on the Sun. This line opened at 1.5, but when Chelsea Gray came back, this line skyrocketed up to a 5.5. It has come back a little to a 5. So there's some 5s that are out there if you're thinking about the Aces. We look at the total. It went from 162.5 to 165.5. I don't have any cash flow information on the total. I don't know why they do that. Probably because it's a lock. It's probably an under and a lock would be my guess. In fact, that sounds really good now that I talk about it. Because of how these two teams play as far as their defense is concerned. Connecticut's the top defensive team in the league. They keep teams to 70.5 points a game. Aces are still kind of struggling to figure their defense out. That being said, though, I think this is a great opportunity where personally, Aces are lucky to win this game outright. It's just a situation of too many points. I think, again, they're overvaluing the Aces. Let's not forget, we were shitting all over him. I was shitting all over him yesterday or 2 days ago because, they had just lost those games. They lost to the Mercury. They took it out straight on the chin against the Mercury, and it's too many. The Aces are 7-6. They're 4-4 at home. I just mentioned they lost to the Mercury, the Storm, the Lynx, and the Liberty. It's not a scary quad spot of teams that have gone out there and handled their business. Those teams stink. It's a revenge spot, and I do think that the Gray coming back situation, or it was a revenge spot rather for the last game, but I think this is a good opportunity where there's just too many points valued on this Aces team here. Aces, plus 184 on the money line for the Sun. I'm not sure I can get there. It just feels like it's an overvaluation again. This Chelsea Gray is still going to be on a minutes count. They're not trying to have her. She hadn't played since, the third game of the WNBA finals? They're 13, now 14 games deep in the season. They just got her back. They put her on like a 10-minute count that last game. They're easing her back into it, and yet the books are treating it like she's going to go out there and get the double-double or some shit like that. And I don't see it happening. I'm in on the Sun. I'm taking the plus 5.5. And that's all I got to say about that. I think that's it. Did we miss anything? Did we cover everything? Is there anything we're missing? Was there a spot we're missing tonight on the card? Was it PFL? Was it PFL? I can't remember. Is there anything else that we should be talking about here? Did you guys hit the thumbs up button? Did you hit the thumbs up button? Because if you did, I'll talk to you guys a little bit about this NHL. I'm just messing with you. Ha, ha, ha. Of course there's a big game tonight. Listen. What do you want me to say? Where do you want me to start? Where do you want me to start? All right. Let's start right here. The depth of this fucking Edmonton Oilers team. Listen, let me take a step back. You guys' eyes are playing tricks on you. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. Joseph Thompson says, 77 watching, 56 likes. Smash the thumbs up button. Smash that thumbs up button. Let's go. Get me fired up about game number 6. Fopatashi says, tell him about the game 6 trend in Edmonton, Mikey. Well, listen, here's what I can tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The Edmonton Oilers started the first 2 games on the road. Everybody knows that. The reffing advantages, all those numbers in favor of the Florida Panthers. And it's been like that all season, all series. It's like that again tonight, by the way. If you go look at the ref reports, you'll see they all gush over this Florida Panthers team. Biggest game of a lot of these players' careers, including Connor McDavid. On the road, 2,700 miles of travel. The jitters were out. No question about it. They battled back. Here's the facts. Here's what you need to know. This is where your eyes are playing tricks on you. First and foremost, the number of high-scoring probability chances is 3-1, almost 4-1 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. I had to double-check it because those first 2 games of the series, they barely shot. But they were damn near 100% in high-scoring probability shots when they took those chances. What that means is they're not just throwing flutters on the net and doing a line change. They're out there trying to thread the fucking needle. High-scoring probability chances. Depth of lines. There's, 6 guys now on the Edmonton Oilers that have 20 or more points in the playoffs? There's 2. 2 for the Florida Panthers. Matthew Tkachuk scoring a goal. He hadn't scored in 10 games before that. He had to. He had to step up. We all saw the diving puck. We saw him swoop it out of there just in time. But if you let the video run 30 more seconds, it still resulted in a goal. Snoop Dogg was in Edmonton last night. Snoop Dogg was rocking the Oilers jersey, predicting the Edmonton Oilers were going to win the game. Evan Bouchard, defenseman. Most assists in one postseason history by defenseman. Runs in categories with Paul Coffey. Doesn't matter. It's a bunch of fucking dudes. And they're all fucking all-stars. 26 assists in 23 games. It's pretty fucking awesome. Despite being the defenseman with the most assists in one postseason history, he's second to Connor McDavid with 42. Connor McDavid, first 40-plus point guy in a single playoff game since who? Since who? Wayne Gretzky. He's 5 points behind Gretzky to catch the all-time NHL History level 47. That was set back in 1985. Connor McDavid. If he gets 3 tonight and 2 the next game, he's right there. It's not good enough for Edmonton to win the Stanley Cup. Edmonton has to smash and cash all those NHL records, doesn't? All of a sudden, we had an abundance of years of the Stanley Cup down there in Florida. Look, the NHL had to grow its market southern. You guys got 5 years of Stanley Cups, and we sucked you in, and now you're all fucking hockey fans. Canada's been on a drought. Canada hasn't scored a Stanley Cup since, I don't even remember, has it been 20 years? They haven't won a Stanley Cup? Take the emotion side. Put the emotion back. We're all too emotional here. Let's get back to the data. Penalty kills. 43 of 44 short-handed penalty kills by this Edmonton Oilers team. It's got to be the best fucking record in NHL history. It's got to be. I'll have to look it up. I don't have that much time. So tracking new things and looking things up, I don't have that much time. I also know they scored 3 shorthanded goals in those penalty kill opportunities. Now what are we going to talk about? You guys all laughed at me. Everybody laughed. Oh, he's got a shrink. He's got a head coach. It was the same fucking guy that coached Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. They had a mental barrier they had to get behind. This guy pushed them through it. Now what does that mean? Well, since the start of the third period in game 3, let's evaluate what that mental head coach has done for Stuart Skinner versus Sergei Bobrovsky. Since the third period of game number 3, Stuart Skinner's save percentage, 94.3%. Sergei Bobrovsky's save percentage, 75.6%. Almost a 20-point difference. Let's look at goals against average. Oh, Edmonton can't score. Since the third period of game number 3, Stuart Skinner's goals against average is 1.71. Elite. Best of anybody in the NHL all season long in that sample size. Sergei Bobrovsky's goals against average, 6.43. 2.5, almost 3 times, almost 3x. Also, you might say, well, Stuart Skinner got pulled and he hasn't played all those minutes. You're wrong. This is where your eyes are playing tricks on you again. Since the third period of game 3, Stuart Skinner's played 158 minutes. Sergei Bobrovsky's only played 103 minutes. Almost a full game less with those shitty ass numbers. Now, let's go back to the head doctor. Dr. Mental Fix It Up. Guy that still mentored Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. What has Stuart Skinner done in games 4 through 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals? He's 9-0. He's got a 1.56 goals against average. He's got a 93.8% save percentage. He's got a shutout. So, let me ask you this. The deeper team with more 20-plus point producers spreading the puck around. It's not all driven on one line. We know Florida's got one line. We do know that. Edmonton's got a whole bunch of dudes out there that are setting Stanley Cup records, pursuing the greatest of all time in the NHL. You got the best penalty kill I've ever seen that not only keeps the puck out of the net, but they score aggressively like we saw in the first goal of the last game. And the goalie is 4 to 5 times better statistically, playing almost a full game more than Sergei Bobrovsky. What am I missing? Oh, by the way, they've never won a Stanley Cup for the opposing team in Edmonton. Oh, and by the way, we've never seen a team come back from 3-0 to push to game 7. Somebody's O's got to go. It's going to be one hell of a game. You put your money where you want. Here's what I would suggest. First of all, I'm on the Oilers. You already know that. It's locked and loaded for me. I'm already dialed in for this Edmonton team. I like the second period being over. The goals to or shots to second period being the highest scoring period. Let me start there. Also, I can get the Edmonton Oilers at minus 115, by the way. As we look across the board, Another factor. FanDuel does not have the best number for the Edmonton Oilers. That's important. Last but not least, I like Bobrovsky's under saves prop. I parlayed it with Tkachuk's over shots on goal at 2.5. The guy had, 6 or 7 in the first period of the last game. Bobrovsky's under 27.5 saves. Tkachuk's over 2.5 saves combines for a plus 188 opportunity for a same game parlay, just to be unbiased and sprinkle a little bit over on that losing team. Why do I think that Bobrovsky's under saves makes a lot of sense? Well, 2 things happen. 1, they do bludgeon the shit out of the Oilers, which I can't imagine happening. They're probably not shooting the puck very much. 2, we've seen that in the last 3 games, Bobrovsky's played a full 60 minutes less than Stuart Skinner. Why? Because they're pulling his ass because he's leaking like a fucking faucet. Under 27.5 saves for this guy. I expect the Oilers to go out there, put boots to ass, get the job done. Tkachuk over 2.5 shots on goal, under 27. That might be the best fucking Edmonton breakdown you guys have ever heard. Write it down, put it in the books. That's how we're going to go get after it. It's data that doesn't lie. Just your eyeballs. Just these eyeballs. Florida's had their turn. They got Stanley Cup looks. 5+ years of the cup rolling around Florida and all those parties. Edmonton moves this thing on to Game 7, and we roll down to Florida on Monday for what will be the biggest fucking live stream you guys have ever seen. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to put a bow on the show tonight. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the content today. I'm really fired up about what's going on tonight. There's PFL floating around that I got to get to now with them boys. They're already back there firing away. I can see it. I see them cashing bets and kicking ass, and I'm missing out. But I don't want to miss out anymore. Fernando Mendoza, here we go. He's got the Peru-Chile halftime draw, minus 115. Let's go, Trisha M. Kelly V. You guys are great. We love seeing you out here. Juggler 23. Brent Cook. I can't bet this game. If you bet this game, you're a bettor who bets to be right and not make money. Brent Cook, hopefully I changed your mind. I'm betting with data. Betting with data. Statistics. The more you give a higher statistical team the opportunity, the better it's going to be over the long run. Let's go on from there. Appreciate you, though, Brent Cook, and all you guys and girls. Juggler 23. RVD 420's in the house. What's up, Mikey? Over 4.5. Oilers money line. Let's go for my guy, RVD 420. There's a guy that wants to win. Let's go. Appreciate you guys kicking ass tonight with us. We got a big weekend ahead. Listen, shout out for the Saturday live stream. We're going to be kicking. It's going to start at noon. We'll probably start around 10 minutes before. We're going to have multiple events going on. We've got the UFC. We've got Bellator. We're going to be rolling all day. We've got a ton of Major League Baseball. We've got golf action for third round leaders, outright leaders for the rest of the tournament, and more. So make sure you guys tune in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Turn the notification button on. That way when we drop the content like we did last night, give you guys that golf winner for the second round. Don't cost you nothing. It just takes a couple of seconds to subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and then every time content gets released, you'll be the first to know. You'll beat them line movements. You'll get that cash. And we'll all celebrate in Victory Row. Oldie, Smoke and Mirrors, Peter Gracia on that heat. Fopatashi. Let's go, you guys. Joe T. Silent Rob. Can't wait to spend time with you guys tomorrow. Getting on it. Let's get that cash. In the meantime, good luck with your bets, unless you're on the Florida Panthers. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you soon.